In 1993, Mary Tyler Moore starred in the true story of Miss Georgia Tann. The movie was called Stolen Babies. Now, between the years of 1924 to 1950, it's believed that Georgia Tann, the owner and operator of a private child adoption agency called the Tennessee Children's Home Society, through a strong network of so-called child spotters, stole, legally and illegally, some 5,000 babies. She then put them up for adoption. Now, in Tennessee, the adoption fee was only $7. But Miss Tann, as she was called, discovered that she could sell babies outside the state and make money, lots of money. She was a con artist that deceived the whole nation. Her appearance was that of a loving grandmother. Now, this is one of Miss Tann's business cards back in 1935 showing her address as 514 Goodwin. Now, it's believed that anywhere from 100 to 500 children died in her custody, believing to have been from neglect, abuse, physical and sexual. She only hired people that conformed to her way of thinking. Ms. Tann was well respected by the public as the foremost authority on child adoption. She was recognized for her work by the First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, and even invited to the inauguration of President Truman. Ms. Tann was responsible for the Tennessee legislature passing the first law to seal adoption information. This, of course, she used to her own advantage. She paid corrupt hospital workers to literally steal newborn babies and lie to the mothers that their babies were born dead. And out of the gracious heart of Ms. Tann, she paid for their burial. Any unattended child was in danger of being picked up by Georgia herself or one of her many social workers or spotters. Then they were taken to the juvenile judge, Camille Kelly, and legally taken away on grounds of neglect. Now, the prettiest children were sold for adoption to wealthy families, such as movie stars like Joan Crawford, Mary Pickford, Dick Powell and June Allison, Lana Turner, and others, making Georgia Tann a millionaire riding around in chauffeured limousines. Now, others unadoptable children were disposed of by hundreds, being murdered through neglect and starvation. This ad here appeared in the Memphis Press Scimitar back in 1935. This is the location at 1556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee, where the Tennessee Children's Home Society was located. Now, it's possible that the children's bodies are buried still on this lot. One witness stated that he saw someone burning a baby's body in the backyard. This building was actually donated to Miss Tann's Tennessee Children's Home by Fred Smith, the founder of Tuttle House and Dixie Graham Bus Lines. He was the father of Frederick Smith, founder of FedEx. Mr. Smith was one of several influential people on the Children's Home Board of Directors. Now, all this might have remained secret if it hadn't been for one suspicious social worker by the name of Annie Bills. And she noticed that the Memphis and Shelby County had the highest infant mortality rate in the nation, despite all the wonderful work done by Miss Tann. Finally, Tennessee's Governor Brown initiated an investigation. Memphis, Shelby County, and the nation was shocked from his findings. Unfortunately, no one was ever punished for these crimes. 3 days before the investigative findings were made public, Georgia Tann went into a coma and died of uterine cancer without ever being treated. She died at her home here at 91 Stonewall Street around 4:20 a.m. in the morning of September the 15th, 1950. Now, Georgia Tann is buried in the family plot in Hickory, Mississippi. On the back left is Judge George Tann and his wife Beulah. They're Georgia's parents. Back right is where Georgia is buried. Now, in the right foreground is her adopted brother, Rob Roy Tann. Georgia Tann was 59 years old. Judge Camille Kelly, the only female juvenile judge in the nation at that time, was forced to resign by the E.H. Crump political machine that same year because she had had close working relationships with Georgia Tann. 20% of all the children that came through Tann's children's home was placed there by Judge Kelly. Now there is 19 small unwanted bodies buried in this unmarked grave in Elmwood Cemetery. They were all under the care of Georgia Tann, and it is believed that as many as 500 may have died from abuse, neglect, and lack of medical attention. No one ever questioned the cause of their deaths.